Check, check. So, apologize for the little fan noise in the background. So, I'm working in DZine AI, and I just want to show you how amazing it is with all the features that it has. So, one of the really nice features is insert object. So, you can literally just pick an object from, it like an earring, a hat, any kind of like physical object. Clothing, fashion, mostly, right? That's what I've worked with. I'm sure there's other things you could do. So what I did was I had these earrings that I found online that I think are just beautiful. And so I just singled out one and I put it on a black background just to kind of give DZine something to work with. So I have a woman here that I'm working on, and let's say I just wanted to change her earrings. Well, DZine can place the earrings in the particular spot and in the correct angle. And it does it quite nicely. It's not exact, it wouldn't be the exact replica, but it's a very similar version of what you may see right here. So you just, there's all types of, tools, but what you would touch in here at, sorry, my speaking is a little bit odd because I've been working all night and I'm not really in the literary sense, but here I am now. So, AI editor, and inside of AI editor, there's a few different variations of tools, right? So, versus like say image to image, that's just one tool. Text to image, that's one tool. But inside of AI editor, there's a few different tools. You have local editing, which you could say select these eyes and only edit the eyes. So that would be a local editing and do some details. You could say like, blue eyes or something like that, right? So what we want to focus on here is insert object. So if I click on insert object and then you just upload your image and then you can select. Now you can auto select, you can brush in a selection, all kinds of ways to just make a nice selection of generally where you want it. Now keep in mind the size that you select will be also the size that DZine will place this object in that basic area. So you just kind of want to make sure that the size is relative to your object. So I'm just going to go ahead with that. Um, Color. Oh, they never had this before, I don't believe, this little section where you described your object. So colorful earring. Yeah. So, and then the object match, how close is it going to match your object, and how much do you allow DZine to make up and interpret some hallucination. So balanced, strong match. I'm going to go with strong match, and then that's it. You just generate, and now the results, this is the layer stack. Right here is the layer stack. All your results will come in here. It comes in 4 at a time. If you like one of them, you click it twice and then it'll pop up here in the layer stack. So I'm also now going to run a second version that's, instead of strongly matching, I'm just going to use a nice balance. So I'll give it a little bit of freedom. So as you can see, it's already popping in the earring. Now, I will say obviously like the coloring, the lighting is not really the same because it's really only looking at this section right here. It's not looking at the totality of the ambient lighting in the room and things like that. But it is placing an object in the correct area and it's giving me some options. Now, when I did the balanced, as you can see, it's going to give me other styles. So that's kind of cool that it can actually take the earring and interpret its own similar earrings. Okay, so if I click that twice, it's going to go onto the canvas. Now again, like I said, it's not going to match. Well, let's see how it looks with the natural blend. Okay, I'm going to shut off that. I have to select it again. I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller because I think the area was too big. So natural blend and then you have balanced, and then you have strong match. Natural blend, let's see. I also added the word colorful earrings, so it's really giving me a lot of bright color. I could also just take away the word colorful and see what that does. Maybe it'll have more of a harmonious look with the outer image and the woman in the background, you know? That's something you have to just play with on your own. This one matches pretty well. Again, like this earring is very different compared to this whole style of this image. So it's not necessarily like DZine's fault or anything. It's really doing what I've asked. It's giving me a set of earrings, and it's colorful, and it's placing it into the scene. Now, again, this photo is very antique. The woman, the colors, everything's muted in gray tones. So this earring seems a little out of place, but the overall like object, what is it? Insert object is actually working very well. And now this is I was kind of lucky. This is a straight on shot, and the earring is actually in a straight on position. But I will tell you, like DZine does know how to actually alter the perspective. If this woman was say looking straight on at us, it would definitely position the earrings so they were in the correct position. So that's something to keep in mind. It can really insert objects like amazing. Like it's I can't even describe it. Really makes it almost three-dimensional and aligns with the figure or the matching of the object and the figure. So yeah, here's some different variations. I'm at 50%, but and you know this is nice. Like it actually is giving me like completely different styles. Like this one's a whole different look compared to this, but it keeps the consistent, you know, aesthetics of the earring. This one again matches more accurately. So here's the reference, and here is the earring that DZine has given me. You know, quite large because I also had a very large selection. Again, that has a lot to do with the placement. So if I was to say make a smaller selection, and then if I placed in, this was a strongly match, you know, and you see how quick it is too. It's really fast. I love that it gives me like this is just a beautiful version right here. It's matches a lot more closely to the photo that's already on the canvas. Again, here I am very close to the match, so it's given me, you know, a nice few to choose from, and that's about it. So, you know, once you do like it, like I said, to harmonize everything, you could possibly run another image to image across the whole image where it's the woman and the earrings at the same time, and it's going to give like a unified lighting. So right now I'm in image to image, and I have a little description about beautiful young woman, dark hair, Victorian looking, you know, clothing and a ruffled collar. And the structural match, if I go strong, very strong, and then I click on face match, it's going to really, you know, keep that face. And then if I generate, this will actually give like a more harmonious look where all the lighting and the shadows, you may even see a cast shadow from the earring. And yeah, you'll see that it will sort of merge everything into a unified space with environmental lighting being more correct and everything just kind of working together. So as you can see, it's pretty quick. We're at 70-80% right now. It's going to give us 4 options, and soon we will see what it will do, remixing the photo, the earring all together with a very similar match. I could have had a lot of AI where it's very similar. Actually, in here is very similar. I had quite strict, so it's not going to change it very much. So I should actually probably show you very similar. So Let me see here. So this is what I'm saying. Like the face is very close to how it was. Her clothing changes. The earrings change a lot actually. Um, these give me some flowers, but that's different. It's nice. It's actually kind of a completely different take I wouldn't have expected. This is really nice. Her hairstyle even changed. Uh, lots of like beautiful clothing choices. So it is definitely taking the earring out of the like style, but it's also trying to give me a Victorian style. So it's most likely trying to match with the time and the era of what a woman would wear at that time because of my prompt. So that's kind of interesting. So, but it's nice to actually know that DZine will give me completely new earrings that have something that's more aesthetically unified with the clothing and the time period. Yeah, I'm being a little repetitive right now, but it was probably the not the best choice to pick a Victorian muted tone with this kind of earring. But I just want to show you the object. Sorry, it's called insert object. Just amazing. Like, I don't know. Let me see. Top hat, right? All right. So, all right. This top hat is straight on. Okay. Ah, come on, Timu. Timu. Oh man, I really like. For some reason, Timu's getting taken over the internet. Honestly, it's just too much. Okay, I would like to see just images. Nowadays, even Google Images is just all selling, selling, selling. So, what I want to show you is like this is a straight on shot of a hat, right? The woman in my design is at an angle, okay? So, this will be another example of how, just to show you, excuse me. Alright, come on. So, going back to design, going back to the object, and let's see if I can find the hat. Okay. So the hat's straight on, but she's at a 3/4 view angle, right? So I'll put red top hat. So this would be an example of how design can actually kind of interpret the hat and the head and know how to place it on in the correct perspective. Um, I'd like to have it kind of tilted off to the side. I don't want to have it over her forehead. So let me clear that. Let me see what it does. I mean, hopefully it'll give me the hat in perspective. 3/4 view. And let me go balanced and let's see. Okay, I'm just trying to give you some variations and options on how design knows how to interpret something, an object, it understands what it is, and it does force it into the correct position and perspective. Because the earrings were actually straight on, and that was kind of an easy one. And I hope my audio is loud enough. Hope that fan isn't too loud, but we'll see. And just in another few seconds, I mean, this is really under a minute. It's like 30 seconds it takes to generate 4 images. So boom, it's quite big, I gotta say, but it did put it in perspective. It's way too big, but it's trying. It's definitely doing something good. I'm just gonna give a little bit of that, and then I'm gonna go natural blend. And let's see, like it may give us hopefully a smaller hat tilted to the side because it's kind of supposed to be cute, like a little pinned on top hat. I don't want the top hat to absolutely cover her head like a realistic one. These are trying, I won't say it's a bad job. It's just it looks a little bit forced and placed on. That one's decent, I guess. All right, so yeah, you see how it's like it's really like changing the perspective It's understanding that I'm trying to give this sort of Victorian hat. It's given a little bit of feather, you know. This one kind of works. So, it's amazing. Like, it's not perfect, but it's definitely got, you could work with it and you could generate, keep generating. You could also try to find something that's in the correct position, right? That also helps DZine know that, all right, this hat's gonna kind of fit to this to the side, you know. Um, like this one's slightly at an angle, right? So I'm gonna try this instead. Oh, I keep doing the same thing. So this is all online. DZine is like an online app. Um, let's try this pink hat. Since it's slightly more in the angle that we need. Um, yeah, and this is my third attempt. That one works. That's pretty believable. This one's really well done. This one they added some white on the rim. That one's pretty good in perspective. It kind of looks like it's sitting on the head. But they're really good. Like, I just think they're actually, it's quite amazing, like, to work with. It's getting the velvet, it's getting the shadows, and it's placing it on her head really well. So let me see here. Yeah, it might just take a minute. I'm going to pause this for a second. Alright, and we're back. So we had this purple, pink, like a mauve hat, and look at this. So this is what DZine's given us, like some really nice perspective. Look at the bow, you know, the the rim of the hat's really placed on correctly, and it's just, I have it at natural blend, so it's not like very accurate to the image. It's kind of just giving the interpretation, and it's making up some hallucination. So I'm giving the allowance of DZine to make up some things, but it is being inspired by this hat, you know. This one was more, I think, in the balanced, like in the middle, balanced. And now my last run I just clicked on is a strong match, I believe, right? So if I click information, style, object match is 1, so that's a very high match. Okay, and as you can see, this is the hat. It's got a bow on the side, all pretty much pink. So you got the hat, the bow. This one works almost believable. Like, all of them are very, very realistic, you know. Very cool. Very cool, man. This one's even more realistic. So, once you get it placed on there, then you could run the whole image to image again and sort of get, like, say if you don't need the face to be perfect, but it does face match very well. And you could just sort of generate like an overall effect where it's going to sort of unify the earring, unify the hat, the woman, and all the lighting is going to kind of match each other better. So I just clicked image to image, and with the realistic style, they have different styles, which I don't want to get too far into that, but this is a magic portrait. It's going to turn it into, look at this, so ceramic, right? So we could turn her into a ceramic model. I'm just going to show you that really quick because styles are very important. Like, they're very, just can take you to so many different places. Obviously, like black and white, cartoony styles, painting styles, but the 3D, like rendering, is just incredible. So I don't want to go too far down that route because that's not what I wanted to demo here. I just wanted to demo the object placement. Sorry, insert object. You just select an area and then you bring in an image and you insert the object. But to unify it all, like here is like I said, the lighting now is unified. Even it changes the colors a bit more. Still stays true to the face. This one looks really believable. This one does as well. So just amazing how it can unify. And here is the style which I told you about, and this style was, what was it? Ceramic lifelike, right? So ceramic lifelike. See how it's giving us like, it looks like it's sculpted out of ceramic and then glazed and glossy, and it gives it this cartoony look. Style intensity, and if I take away the structural match and I lower it, so it has a lot more room to play and to make this up and to simplify this, it's going to give us like a very, you know, sculpted looking figure. This was the 3D, what was it? Right here, it's called the style. So the style is 3D rendering right here. You know, so took that, look at how it made the hat 3D, it made her hair very like volumetric in 3D. Just incredible, like it's beautiful. It really looks like a 3D, you know, something you would sculpt inside of ZBrush. You know, that would take you a long time to simplify that hair, to match up and make things feel like a 3D, you know, even this ruffle on the cloth, to come up with the interpretation of that being actually 3D is amazing. The hairstyle, like how it's simplified. And then lastly, I tried that ceramic where it was a little more simple. Just added a little squirrel, you know, it's high, you know, a little dog or something. And you could go in there and select only the dog or this little animal thing, and you can type in, you know, like squirrel or something, you know. It's literally going to give you a squirrel. So that would be, I'm going to end this video, this demo, but I wanted to show you this local editing. So let me see. Squirrel is a tough word to spell. I always get it wrong. Squirrel in hand ceramic squirrel. So then SQUIRREL, and then balanced, and make sure that the style is ceramic. And then I have to go over here and select the area. And let's see what it does. So prompt. Yeah, I'm going to go by the prompt. So squirrel in hand, ceramic squirrel. It may mess up her fingers. Her fingers aren't doing so well anyway. I would maybe want to draw in. There's a brush tool. You could roughly draw in a hand in the correct position, or you could try to just type in like hand hold, you know, squirrel in hand, woman's hand holding a squirrel, and it's going to give you, if you use prompt. Balanced would be similar to what's here, but it's balanced between the AI's sort of hallucination and the prompt. So you know, you got some squirrel options. This one kind of fits. It's a little too big, but the selection's quite large. So that's what happens, is it really does depend on your selection. So that's why, like, you know, the squirrel's like massive. So I would rather it be much smaller, cute. So in woman's hand, ceramic, cute squirrel. Okay, alright. So I'll end this right after this. And I'll use balanced. And the style intensity, I'm going to click this again. So you can generate multiples. Right now I have like 3 going. I think I clicked that too quick. But you know, if you pay for the monthly subscription, you can get many results happening all at the same time simultaneously. It's sort of considered like jobs that are just going through. And when you have them going through, you could do other things. You could go and do another tool and edit and work on stuff, and then you can click generate, and then it's going to keep it going in the queue. So this is my silly, like a little cute squirrel. Oh, that one's really cute. I have no idea what's going on. He's holding some sort of green thing. This one's like pretty cute, you know. That one's decent. That one works a little bit okay. That one's pretty good. This is probably the best. The hand would need some work. You may have to draw in the hand a little better on your own, or get some photos that will match and bash it in there and then run it. You know what I'm saying? You have to be creative. And then that's about it. So that was the ceramic style. Okay, this video at the end definitely took a turn to the style area, but my main point was to show you how in AI editor you can insert an object. And funny enough, the hat's gone now, but don't forget that we went from this, you know, we got this 3D rendering, you know, we came all the way from here with the earring to different styles, and then at the final, you know, there's just a lot of things, a lot of options, and this was one of the final images where everything's unified and beautiful. So again, thanks to DZine for all of their amazing tools that help you just create amazing like opportunities, like just so many options. It's like that earring never existed, now it's there, that hat's in there, all from insert object. Try out DZine.ai. Peace.